best to downplay an over 300% surge in hate crimes against Asian Americans by blaming Trump.
We've seen this rise, unfortunately, because of hate-filled rhetoric and language around the origins of the pandemic. And that is something that Asian Americans across the country have been feeling.
I want to teleport myself to the briefing
Okay.
tomorrow and say, Jen, could you point to any evidence that anybody was motivated by the COVID-19 lab leak theory to smash some Asian woman in the head with a baseball bat?
Yeah, it's like a hate crime. You actually have to be able to add some circumstantial evidence to point that it's based upon hate. You know, in this case, based upon Donald Trump saying it's the coronavirus from China.
That's only if you see it as a real problem. They just see it as a political problem, so they just use the typical platitudes they always use. They make it up. She's a huge problem for saying that. There are women being murdered. I just can't imagine homeless men sitting around scrolling on their iPhones going like, oh, did you see what Trump said about the lab leak? Yeah. Let's go beat up an Asian woman. I mean, how insulting to the family of that dead woman that you have a political leader who represents a party who goes up there. I mean, if there were Asian Lives Matter right now, you would be out in front of the White House. Unfortunately, you're not there yet. You need to, these guys need to mobilize because no one is helping the Asians right now, at least in New York City. They're putting more homeless shelters in Chinatown. That's only going to raise the risk for violence. No one cares because you know what? They're not politically viable to the Democrats. The Democrats don't care.
Yeah, you haven't heard a lot of outrage about that, and you were just mentioning these homeless shelters that are going into Chinatown. And, you know, listen, if you see someone, you're a deranged maniac, and you see a woman who's walking around by herself, you're probably going to take a shot if you're that crazy.
Well, yes, and stick around also for the next block, because we're going to talk about the increasing voting power of Asian Americans, which is starting to happen in certain places. We'll see that in California, especially with the school board. But in this case, there's a concerned citizens east of East Broadway. And they said that, I asked, what is the one thing that the city could do right now to help your community? And he said, well, not put an additional 4 homeless shelters in our neighborhood. Only one of those shelters would be for families. The rest were single males. And if we didn't even mention the other crime. Of course, there was the woman shoved in front of the subway. There was the woman that was hit by the baseball bat. What about the woman who was tracked into her apartment and stabbed multiple times, and then the guy's found hiding under her bed? That guy is definitely not doing this because of Trump.
Why don't they attack the criminal instead of the person in the White House the
criminals
before?
Are victims.
Because their modus operandi is to protect the criminal, to release the criminal. The criminal is the victim.
Yeah.
But here's the connection between all of those excuses. We want cities safe, and Democrats are coming up with any excuse they can pull out of the air, whether it's Mayor Eric Adams, whether it's AOC, or whether it's Jen Psaki. And I got to tell you something. Remember yesterday we talked about AOC saying the child tax credit is gone, so everybody's stealing and committing crimes? I call my accountant.
Yeah.
Now, I am not involved. I don't have a child tax credit. The bottom line is the child tax credit is not gone. It's been increased from to $3,000 from $2,000 to $3,600 for children under 5. It's called the Advanced Child Tax Credit. And he sent it to me today. He said, I'll give you the exact section. Okay, so that's a lie, number one. Number two, when Eric Adams says, you know what, this press conference room is, you know, it's not diverse enough. No, Eric, you're smarter than that. Talk about the crime. And Jen Psaki, you proved to me, just as you said, Jesse, that there is a nexus between Donald Trump and these people. Like, are they yelling, I hate you because of the coronavirus? Or that's because I got COVID? Or that's because my mother-in-law? That's a bunch of hogwash.
I wish it was as simple as shelters in Chinatown. This is a lot deeper. It's a lot more disturbing. This points to something very sick in society. This is racism. It's racism directed against Asians. Most of the perpetrators, if not all, in recent cases, are black men. There's something awful going on here that we can't get our arms around. We can't face it. I think I'm the only commentator on TV that actually identifies who the perpetrators are, racially speaking, because there's this dancing around the issue. This is a sickness. This is a cancer. We have to deal with it. Eric Adams has to deal with it. And I like him. I support him. I think he's doing as good a job as he possibly can in the last month that he's been in office, this 1 month he's been in office. This is a tough city, but this particular problem and I have an Asian woman, dear friend of our family, who goes around. She wears great big glasses so you can't see that she's Asian, puts a hood on, and her mom, her elderly mom. It is pathetic. It is sick that this is happening, but we have to confront it for what it is. This is racism.
So why won't Mayor Adams confront it?
Well, I think that this, just what I said, is so incendiary. Can you imagine Eric Adams saying what I just said? Even though
I imagine him fighting for victims is what I imagine.
Well, I think that he has to understand that this is a deep, deep problem that has to be confronted. You need Al Sharpton on this. You need every one of these civil rights leaders.
No,
you
need the Asian
people are so
for crime.
far gone, mentally ill, that this isn't about tweeting out "End Asian Hate." It's about just locking them up and putting them away.
You need a
I don't think at this point, these people have been locked up, let go, locked up. Like this guy had 44 times. Or no, that was stabbed a dozen times, 44
But I wonder
stabbing.
if he's ever been asked during a lucid moment, when they're on their meds or whatever. Why did you do it? Why this Asian woman? Why did you do this?
It should be in the police report.
Someone should ask the
Because
police
maybe
report.
Jen saw the police report, but
And he mentioned the China virus.
right.
Trump's
If it's in the police report and it's on Trump,
it
okay.
ain't COVID.
But it's not. And I think the five should take a field trip to the briefing room, and we'll all ask Jen Psaki some questions.
Oh, that'll be fun.
Starting
That
with
would be a
Greg.
show.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.